We could talk about that Will Smith slash larger point if you want.
Okay.
Um, so
What?
Will Smith did the All the Smoke podcast, and All the Smoke they usually talk about like the grimy stuff. You know, they talk about the stuff that you want to hear, locker room talk, stuff like that. But Will Smith show up, and these dudes acting super PC, dog. I'm like, man, what are these questions? They asked him about the slap. This man Will said, I went home that night. My nephew was there waiting for me, and he's sitting on my lap holding the Grammy or Oscar. And he said, Uncle Will, why'd you slap that man? And Will's like, can someone bring me a tissue? I need a tissue. I need a tissue. I'm about to cry. I need a tissue. And that was it. He was like, I couldn't explain it to him. And that was it. That was the whole explanation. He was like, I couldn't explain it to my nephew. He'll never understand that. And I was like, all right, like that's all we
What?
talking about. Like, that's it. Dog, I was so
No
mad. Like,
way.
oh, they didn't
And
put no
and they didn't
pressure
say
on him to
that to
answer
him.
me.
They nothing to say
Nah.
about that.
And you can see the clear edit where like skips and then they're like talking about something else now. I'm like, man, it's bad, dog. Like,
So this I do hate edited. I mean, but this that's kind of this is again par for the course with these big celebrities. Sometimes when they
yeah,
do interviews, it is sanitized. You know, it's kind
yeah.
of you know it's I think obviously he wants to clean up his image. He don't want to. I mean, what do you want him to say? How can you explain the slap? There's nothing good for him to say. I mean, really, you know.
But I mean, at least tell people how you were like thinking in a moment what you felt like anything. But dude literally said,
I
yeah,
can't
after that
explain it.
happened, I went home. Like he didn't say I was mad. He didn't say Jada said nothing to him. He didn't say nothing. I
Okay,
went
you can't throw
home.
your
My
wife
nephew
under
made
the
me
bus
cry.
though. That don't work for you.
That's not
That's not
throwing her
throwing her
under the
under the
bus.
bus.
Not at all. I don't think that's throwing her under the bus.
Not at all.
Okay, how is it not? If he said Jada said, you know, that she was upset.
That hurt my feelings. Yeah, I'm upset. That don't mean she didn't tell him to go slap him. He
Yeah.
took that upon himself.
Right.
Okay, all right. Well, look, man. I mean, I think I would love to see. I think we've talked about this before. I would love to see just brutally honest, discussions about this type of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it just doesn't happen. I mean, I think there's a lot of he got a lot of negative flack for this slap. We talked about this before. We talked about the grudges that people have and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. I feel like it should be as simple as him saying, look, my wife was upset and I just felt like X, Y, Z.
I had to defend her.
I
Yeah,
had to
that's
defend
it.
her. But I don't think that people are going to accept that. I feel like people have already said that was the reason. And there was a lot of pushback on that messaging. There was a lot of, how could you do this? This was an embarrassment.
Yeah.
He apologized. There's still a lot of, what else do you want him to say? I mean, at this point, I don't really know.
I mean, the topic is that we're not like rehashing that. I don't care about that. My point is more of podcasts like when we get big and we interview one of our favorite people, are we gonna ask them the tough question? That they last album came out and it was trash. Are we gonna say that was kind of trash, dog? Like, or are we gonna be like, yeah, man, I love your music, and like, what do you do? Like, they're
Man,
your
it depends,
heroes.
man.
These are people you look up to.
Well, look,
Not look
man,
up to,
I
but
don't.
admire.
I honestly, this is why I think I would love to ask the hard questions. I don't. If somebody gotta go through an editor, I don't want them to be on the podcast. Then, man, like
Yeah.
to me that's my reasoning. But obviously, that might not be the best business decision for people,
I'm
though.
about to say, yeah. How do you turn down your biggest interview ever?
Well, everybody's different, man. I mean, as far as like the celebrities, some celebrities got an open type of thing that they're doing. Others are, scrubbing it and trying to show a different image. I mean, it just depends on who it is. Like, a lot of people that people appreciate are the ones that's open and really
Mm-hmm.
are who they say they are, right? So, like, people love like Keanu Reeves because he's so nice, right? He always seems
Mm-hmm.
so nice and genuine all the time. So if he sat down and he was honest about his certain stuff, people appreciate that. Other people, they're guarded. They got more of a PR focus. And that's cool if that's working for them. I really can't tell somebody that's making millions of dollars that they're doing it wrong. I just would say, maybe your fans would appreciate, especially if you establish in the game. Like, to me, what does Will Smith have to lose? Like, he's going to be in whatever movies that's coming out. If they need a certain type of person, he's going to be it. So I don't understand why he would be, so guarded in certain stuff. But maybe it's just a personal thing he don't like to talk about, why he got so upset about it. I mean, I don't know.
But anything, this dude, I have a lot of hate for Will Smith. I read his book or I listened to his audio book. And dude is just a fake person to me. He's just so, oh man, I can't stand this dude, man.
So talk about it. Why is he fake?
He just always gives off like, he said for years that he used to put on this fake smile, this and that, and act like people expected him to act, right? But he still does that to me. Like he still acts like, oh, I'm the poster boy, I'm the movie star, I'm supposed to be nice and this and that. But like they were asking him questions about music. He didn't know. Like he didn't know a lot of the stuff. He was just talking about it. He was talking about how shooting on set went. He's like, yeah, man, we had to do this. And like he was trying to paint all this adversity for filming the movie. I'm like, bro, you don't have to. It's the Emancipation movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a slave movie. And yeah, I don't know. He just be trying to make things deeper than they actually are, it feels like to me, to build up his character.
But maybe that's genuine. Maybe he's really just vapid. Maybe he just don't have no deeper thoughts. Maybe he does think that that's adversity. He's been a celebrity for like 30 years, 40 years.
And he's never, even when he was just a rapper, he was never doing something negative. That was always, the positive, squeaky clean kind of image.
Has he had a real job? Like, if he's never had a real job or hasn't had one since he was 14, 15 years old, like, what is he supposed to think? He thinks that being on a movie set is adversity. Or maybe he feels like, think about this, man. Like, what about your boy, maybe he's being real. Like, remember when Tom Cruise started getting too real and everybody was like, yo, get this weirdo up out of here, man. Maybe he's showing himself. Maybe he's concerned. Maybe he think people would judge him for whatever his weird marriage is, where they have some open relationship or whatever. Maybe he's worried about that. Like when people found out Tom Cruise was all into that Scientology stuff and they started dissing him for it. So, maybe he's guarded because of that. I don't know.
This man in his book said he stopped talking for a week. He rented a house by himself and went up there and he did not speak the whole time he was out there because he wanted to try not to talk.
What's wrong with that?
I don't get it, man.
If you rich, you can do whatever
you don't know
how
that is. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have that luxury. I can't just not speak for a week. But if I was rich, I might want to try it. What's wrong? I don't
understand. Try not talking? Like, why not? I don't get it, man. This is so fake deep to me, man. This dude, he did ayahuasca. He was talking about the ayahuasca plant was like my mother. It loved me. It felt like God.
This is the same type of thing I talked about with Aaron Rodgers, though.
Yeah.
He did that at the beginning of the year, and I was saying that I was lame. He's a lame. But my thing is, why do we focus on Will Smith specifically being corny? He is corny. He's a corny guy.
Super corny, man. I used to like Will, dog. I thought he was so tight.
He's always
you were
been
a younger
corny.
person, man. He never changed. You changed.
I guess, dog.
People said he was corny in the 90s, man.
This man didn't
when like gangster rap was popping. And then he was just talking about, parents just don't understand. Like that's not that's not.
This man Michael Bay told him in Bad Boys, "Hey, take your shirt off and do this scene running with your shirt off." This dude's like, "No, I can't do that, man. That's too revealing. So now whenever you see him, he has the button-up shirt, but it's just unbuttoned." I'm like, come on, dog. Like, it's just certain things that's so small.
Wait, why do I gotta objectify myself? Hold on now. Hold on now. If it was
myself.
wait. If this is a double
He
standard,
didn't
this is
wanna take his shirt
sexism
off.
at its finest. If it was
That's his
a
business.
woman that said that, you wouldn't have this kind of reaction. That's corny. Nah,
And
nah,
Me Too,
you
Michael
would
Bay.
you would
Michael Bay
say,
told the
oh,
chick, "Yo, take
you
your
would
shirt
say,
off and do it."
yeah, you would
That'd be
say, great. You would say, good for her for standing
No,
up for
I
her
wouldn't.
standards, her
Nope.
morals. But when a
Nope.
man want to keep his shirt on, now he's a lame. That's crazy.
That's so weird to me, dog. Hey, that's society standards, not mine. I just live with them. You know what I'm saying? I was born into this society.
Now, take your shirt off. You need to do the pod with your shirt off.
Oh, come on, bro. I'll do it. I don't know if that's
see
allowed
your
on
moves.
YouTube. I don't know if that's allowed on YouTube, but
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
do
know
it.
either. I don't know either. We don't
You
want
can
any
you can
flag.
be on YouTube shirtless, guys.
I don't know. Who knows?
I do. I
Yeah.
watch those YouTube workouts. Dudes are shirtless.
Oh,
You
okay.
can be on YouTube
Mm.
shirtless.
You're right. Only men, though.
I
Don't
mean,
get a double standard.
Exactly. I don't know, man. Dude's so fake sensitive. I hate Will Smith, dog. Dude's super fake sensitive. Like, oh man,
Maybe
I hate when
he's
people
really
act like
sensitive.
they haven't. But people, there's bad things in the world. Like, I hate when people don't talk about the bad stuff that actually happens to them or things that they've been through. And
This dude is
They
super
act-
rich. What
But
bad stuff happens
still,
to him? The
you
worst
don't
thing that
think
happened
anything?
to him, I don't know. I don't know his
you hate
personal
the
life.
rich though. So
He he might have thought it was the worst thing that ever happened when his daughter cut her hair off. I don't know because he is rich.
Oh, man.
What
Yeah,
is he?
I don't
What
think
do you think his
it's
day-to-day
hard to
life is like?
compare his life.
Maybe
with,
I don't have that rich mindset. You're right. I don't know.
There's no way
That's
you could
weird.
till you had millions for years and years to where you felt like you always gonna have millions for years and years.
So now I got to start doing weird shit because I'm rich. Oh.
No, that's not what I
that
said.
is what he does.
saying-
I mean, that's. But hold on.
Okay,
The thing
but-
is, everyone loved when he started posting on social media. Okay, so Will Smith was quiet for the longest time.
Yeah.
Right? He would see him in movies, and that's it. He wasn't. You didn't have public access to him, right? He wasn't doing videos and stuff like that. Then he started posting on social media all these videos of him jumping out of planes and climbing this thing and doing this thing and always constantly doing all this stuff, smiling and doing this crazy weird stuff. And people loved it, though. People loved that
I was
stuff.
one of those people. I started to love it and then got too far. Hey, I remember Joe Budden talking about this. Like right away, he used to hate on Will. And I was like, why you hating on Will?
Joe
dog?
Budden did hate on Will, early, before it was cool.
Like, oh no! After that book came out, I was like, yeah, I hate this dude, man.
But see, that's the thing. So
I
this is
don't
my thing.
understand
with
that.
public
You
perception.
changed, not him.
No, after the slap, now it's become cool to hate on Will Smith.
No, I hated him before the slap. It was the book. The book changed him for me.
Are you sure?
100% sure. The book was terrible. I hated it.
And I hated on the slap. I mean, the slap I thought was trash, but
I do.
as far as hating on Will though, like I never was the biggest fan. To me, I just don't understand like why people switching on him so much now. Like, yes, he messed that thing up, but he been corny. Like he's an older Russell Wilson, man. Like he's a corny guy, but that's why people like him. He's positive. Right? He crossed over super young. He been famous for everything but rap so long ago because he got that positive vibe.